What do you see? What draws your attention first about this image? Is it the impossible beak, the mesmerizing eye, or the way the light plays across those strange scales and skin textures? When I look at this art, my mind races with questions. How does it move? What does it eat? And what secrets lie behind that piercing stare? Let's talk about the aspects of this artwork that make it so compelling, focusing on the creature's physical traits and possible behaviors. We'll begin with the head structure and crown. Why does it have that unusual shape? What purpose do you think it serves? How does it relate to modern birds? The head plume is unlike any bird we know today. It looks like an extinct relative of birds still clinging to life. That bulbous crown is made of tightly packed polygonal scales. You can almost feel their tight texture if you touch the screen. Notice how they are tinted in reds, oranges, and purples, giving it a gem-like iridescence. Maybe they act as tiny mirrors reflecting the sky. Maybe they help regulate heat or confuse predators. Their bumpiness is similar to the crests of modern cassowaries, which are bony, not scaly. Cassowaries use their crests for display and sometimes clash heads during mating rituals. Our bird could do the same. Let's discuss the eyes. What stands out about their placement and appearance? Do they reveal anything about this bird's behavior and ecology? Its eyes are gorgeous, a shocking turquoise surrounded by small wrinkles and splashes of red. They appear like a window into its soul. But what else do they tell us? Modern birds have eyes on the sides of their heads, perfect for spotting predators sneaking up behind them. Having eyes facing forward means the bird can judge distances accurately. That's great for diving after fish or swooping through dense undergrowth. Also, the dark pupil is round, not slit like a snake's. Round pupils let in lots of light, good for chasing prey underwater or in dark caves. So this bird hunts where visibility is low. Next, let's examine the beak. What surprises me is its fleshy appearance. Do you think it's an adaptation for catching slippery prey? Imagine touching that beak. You'd feel no smoothness, only a mass of sharp points. Its upper and lower edges are lined with needle-like teeth pointing outward. They resemble a dentist's drill gone wild. Even more unnerving, these teeth are enclosed in a tough sheath. The tip forms a cage-like trap for catching fish. I can picture this bird snatching a silvery fish out of the water, then quickly snapping its beak shut, trapping the thrashing fish inside. Those inward curving tips form a death star at the beak's end, perfect for holding onto slippery prey. In fact, you can see droplets clinging to the spikes. Maybe it just ate and hasn't swallowed its meal yet. Or perhaps it came out of the water after a swim. Birds today lost their teeth a long time ago, but ancient relatives like Ichthyornis and pterosaurs kept them. This bird seems to have preserved those ancient traits. The next feature I want to highlight is the feathers. How do they contribute to our understanding of this bird's habits? The feathers on its neck and shoulders are finer than a typical bird's down. They almost look like bristles. The white ones near its head contrast with the darker green-black ones further back. This gradient helps define its face and draw attention to those piercing eyes. What I find interesting is that the white feathers are slick and oily, like those of cormorant or loon. These birds spend lots of time in water, so their feathers stay close to their bodies, keeping them dry and warm. This bird could be a skilled swimmer too. Tucked back feathers could also help it steer through the water. Next, let's examine the skin texture and color. What does the roughness around its mouth tell us about its behavior? The skin around its mouth and throat hangs loosely in a red pouch, kind of like a turkey, pelican, or frigate bird. It reminds me of their wattles, those flaps of skin under their beaks. In modern birds, wattle colors can change based on diet, stress, and hormones. Bright colors may also warn foes that the bird can bite, so this bird may be showing off its power with that beak full of needles. By the way, notice how the artist captured minute details like subtle scale patterns and translucent membranes. The level of craftsmanship is amazing. Now let's discuss the habitat context. How does the background enhance the overall meaning of the artwork? The blurry background shows a rocky coast or maybe a canyon wall. Light shines warmly on the scene, suggesting it's daytime. White streaks on the rock face hint at seabird guano or minerals carried by water. I love how the artist used depth of field to blur the background, drawing our focus to the bird itself. Everything about the background supports the idea that this bird lives near the ocean, cliffs, waves crashing below. I picture this bird nesting on tall cliffs where few predators can reach its eggs. Then it dives into the waves to snatch fish and squid. Its needle beak cuts through the water, helping it swim and hunt. At this point, you might be wondering about the bird's possible ecology and behavior. What sort of animal could sport such a fearsome beak and stare directly at you? Let's speculate on its diet, hunting style, and defensive tactics. This bird looks like a ruthless hunter and scavenger. Its eyes show intelligence. It watches us intently. Maybe it's sizing us up as potential prey. It has the perfect tool for grabbing slippery fish and scooping up tasty tidbits from the seafloor. With sharp teeth, it could handle prey bigger than its head. And don't forget its size. The bird's bulk and wingspan aren't clear, but I sense it's big enough to catch sizable prey and fight off potential threats. Just look at those talons. They're like grappling hooks meant for clutching thick branches or rocks. When airborne, they'd let it hover like a helicopter to get a better view of the surroundings. Sharp claws also help it climb over rocks and debris, aiding in ambushing unsuspecting prey. To hunt, this bird probably perches on rocks or cliffs, scanning the waters below. When it spots prey, it dives straight down, entering the water feet first. Its wings propel it powerfully underwater. With a swift motion, it snatches its target, then resurfaces, shaking water from its feathers, ready to feast. This bird rules the skies and waters, dive-bombing unwary swimmers and snatching fish right out of the ocean. To defend itself, it uses its most obvious weapon, that needle-filled beak. If threatened on land or in the air, it strikes with lightning speed. Its beak could jab, stab, slash, leaving attackers wounded and regretful. No one messes with this bird. It's fierce, agile, and relentless. Finally, let's address the artist's technical skill. What impresses you most about the level of detail and realism? The level of realism is astounding. Every feather, scale, and drop of moisture is painted with photorealism. It's hard to tell if it's real or imagined. The artist captured the essence of its form, making this mythical beast feel tangible. It makes you wonder how long it took to craft this masterpiece. The result is breathtaking. The bird comes alive, standing proud and strong. One glance and you won't soon forget it. The image sticks in your mind, a haunting reminder of nature's wild beauty. You might even hear its squawk echoing in your thoughts long after seeing the painting. The artist's talent is undeniable. This piece shows an unmatched ability to recreate lifelike creatures. It's a triumph of digital artistry, bringing a dreamlike being into view. The result is spectacular. If this creature were real, it would have a name. How might we classify it? Since it's a work of fiction, we can use our imaginations to come up with a classification. I propose the following. Order Odontopelicans, meaning toothed pelicans. The word odonto means tooth in Greek, while pelican refers to pelicans, known for their huge beaks and underwater prowess. For the genus, let's use Spiculirostris, combining spiculum, meaning pointed instrument, and rostrum, meaning beak. Lastly, the species could be named Regalis, meaning regal or majestic, befitting this bird's imposing presence. So its full scientific name would be Spiculirostris regalis, or the regal spinebeak. Other possibilities include spinebeak pelargorn or needlemaw seabird. What's your take on the name front? Feel free to share your ideas in the comments section. To conclude, this bird is a marvel of artistic creation. It takes inspiration from nature and elevates it into something truly unique. From its preposterously detailed beak to its gaze that seems to pierce your soul, this creature captivates the imagination. Whether soaring through the skies or diving into the depths of the ocean, this bird showcases a mastery of its environment that is both awe-inspiring and slightly terrifying. The artist's attention to detail and ability to bring this fantastical being to life is nothing short of spectacular.